Dumb. Goodbye. I mean, we could just be here and I can vamp, but it's fine. Oh, well, okay, we'll be back. All right, welcome in. This is going to be the Yokai Cafe versus the Gladiators, their challenger squads. Believe we could try to go ahead and get the team names up, but not when the action's going. Right now, production's focused on the action, and the action is focused on A site because Yokai Cafe are just going straight in, running it all out A, all armor, except for a smoke on Expo, and as they're swinging out, they'll get Whale, and they'll trade out Gangsta. That's going to be 2 frags and a bomb, plant theirs, as well as that, grabbing donut control, which is really the most important thing. Able to get Annex up close, though Ferdilance and Cole each grab a frag with their USPs. This makes it into a real tough spot. Man Rocket has to push forward, and that is a key duel. Having CT control now, he can try to escape, but shot right in the side by Oma, and it falls into a 1v1. The 2 IGLs up against each other, and Oma is sticking the bomb. Has a kit, is over to the side. Yes, Annex gets the frag, but the defuse is Oma's, and that's the first round for him here in this preseason match. This is the second match of the Season 8 preseason. These teams are just sort of trying out players, filling it out, getting their final roster before everything is set, and we are into the regular season. So, winning and losing these games, it's more about building that team chemistry, sort of seeing who's playing strong, who you want to keep, if there's any players that aren't the best fit or, could be traded off to other teams to shuffle around, and really the goal is to make the strongest teams possible here at the beginning of CSC. Because after this is the real deal, and all of the matches are for the important standing and to get to playoffs. In this one, they've 4-spot up given the bomb plant and the amount of kills that they've gotten. And they went even. I say even up until the point that they're all just getting mowed down. Only Sinistic left. He's knife out after getting that kill, trying to get a gun, I assume. But either way, unfortunate. And they will fall. All right. Just went ahead and put out the stream updates ping so I can get that out to everybody. Be like, hey, at stream updates, come watch. And if you're watching now because of that ping, hello, welcome. CT side of the Gladiators so far putting up a good showing. They're actually without one of, I would say, their strongest players in Redondo. However, they've still got a solid squad here. Though Man Rocket's gotten that entry straight through Red Room, 3 of them, basically just pulling the full sprint. In the meanwhile, the CT response is to take Donut. The T's have still gotten that kill. Shot in the side. Gangsta not ready for the mid lurker. And now a 2v2 becomes possible. Probable, maybe not, given just how lit up both of these players are, and especially because there's a smoke in their face. This defuse can now begin. A molly onto it, pushing through, and Ferdilance goes down! Annex has gotten it on the push, and it's made it winnable for Cinna. Now, Cole just sticking it. He's on the bomb, he's in the smoke, and Cinna's guessing right. He's on the left. Gets the final kill in as well. But that's a great round. That's great pistols for Yokai Cafe. Now they've got so much money. So much cash to build this one up. And it looks like with this HUD, we're unable to get those team names on, but I'll just keep reminding them. We have the Gladiators on CT and Yokai Cafe on T. Yokai Cafe going for an 0-2-3 default, and they've gotten up quick. Control of lane and window. There is a player creeping down mid that they should be aware of. I'm not sure if they're going to try for late mid control or just group towards this B hit. Either way, Man Rocket comes to grab this bomb. Has an AWP to peer up ramp, and in the meanwhile, they're using their mollies to clear out cave. Shade's here at mid to lurk out. With Oma there as contact in the cubby, and Shade, oh, that is perfect. He grabs that mid frag while they're in transition, and well, the T's are rushing up into B. Go from Cinna onto Fur, and Shade's lurked out again. Perfect timing. The entire map cut in half by Shade as the bomb can go down. That was a perfect round. Very well played on the mid lurk and on the entry kill there on B. Well, Avalanche just sort of stuck here, chilling. Well is one who I believe was a prospect player before just really doing well in combines and getting moved up. And of course, they're still solid and they're still doing good here, here in the challenger tier as well. They might get fed one kill by Shade, who's running up through. I doubt he expects this long range angle. Oh, he thought about it. But Wales got that one with the A1S. And the CTs, they would have money to buy, but it doesn't actually look like it. They, I mean, yeah, 3 of them can't buy in at all. Whale could drop 1, but this is a rough spot given just how close these rounds were, even though they were winning them.
Yeah, unfortunately for the CT side economy, if you're letting terrorists plant that bomb consistently, it does not take much for it to turn into a losing economy on just one round loss. Because you don't have any loss bonus because you've been winning, which is a good thing, don't get me wrong, but it also means you don't have the bonus if you are being forced to, well, force every round to pick up those wins.
Yeah, frags back and forth, but Wales locking down the A side a third.
Speaking of winning with Wales' kills, Jesus Christ.
Completely locks it down. There's still a player here in Donut, and one has snuck in. That's Man Rocket in the back lines. Now Sin has grabbed one. That's Whale down. And suddenly all of that hard work, while things begin to crumble, Fer-de-Lance, he might have the perfect timing in, given that 1T is there watching mid. Yeah, Cinna can't be ready. And so, it's into the one-on-one. Man Rocket, he's already got 2 kills, but Fer-de-Lance is repositioning, but jumps right up into it. Man Rocket ready, up close there at Temple. And it's a second. That cobbled together buy from the CT is not enough. So Yokai Cafe, they're starting to string it together. We'll see what the response is. Right now, it's just a save, and so next round will be the first real gun round, everybody all bought up.
Certainly, we do see almost sticking to the same position in mid very consistently. If Shade picks up on this at the right time, that could just be a quick HE stack to pick up a free kill later on.
I would say you either molly it out or you just be cognizant of it, clear it. Amazing nade. Good work from Shade. I love you, buddy, but like...
Doesn't that smoke give a one-way, actually?
Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah, Shade really messed it up there.
Okay.
It's okay, though. His teammates have B.
His team has B. He got 1 kill at Donut, you know. Everyone's going to be coming in from mid. It's fine.
All right. Expo, yeah, holds it down. Even going to push up forward. Wales at least got that one spraying down with the deagle, and now it's run, run, run while you still can, because they're coming for you. Oh, the molly.
Is it the enemy team going for him, or is it his own Molotov?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. Sometimes, you know, you're so afraid of the other team that you end up becoming the other team. This is,
I see.
I'm 14, and this is hashtag
So, Is that what Supreme did when founding the NA Nades?
Right there in the finals, he just thought, you know, I'm not gonna let him kill me. I'm gonna kill myself. Anyways, 3-3 tied up. Bye for the CTs. Not gonna have an op, interestingly. Besides, yeah,
It
no one could
is
have
still a
purchased
bit of
one
a
in.
healthier economy for the T's at 3-3.
Yeah, which makes sense, given that they bought a couple of light pistols into that last one. Oma throwing a util set mid. The red smoke has missed, but Shade is out quicker. That's the tough part about that util set. You can't take too long to line it up, or you'll just get punished. Shade sprinting through mid a second. This entire central area of the map is his. And Yokai Cafe, well, they still got a minute 30 to play with, and they can go just about anywhere, while the Gladiators have to stretch their rotations thin.
Yeah, those kills forced the B player to go into Donut, forced an A player to cover CT, and also pulled the other A player back as well. I assume I'm getting
I
A and
believe
B
you
right
have the
because it's
sites
not.
reversed. Cause
They're not labeled on the map, okay?
Well, B is the one weirdly closer to spawn. Anyways, Man Rocket's not going to check that close angle, so Fertilance has the kill. And now it's more doable because it's into a 3-on-3. It's really just depending on what Cole World can do.
3-on-3. Fertilance
Cole can hear him.
needs to play well despite
and
being
X.
at 1 health.
That is
The
rough,
Cole
and
World
Expo
picking up
planning
1
perfect
there
cover.
and then lighting up Expo. That's going to do a lot, even leaving Valance in a 1v2 now with Fertilance going down.
The struggle
taking a
was they
peek.
just couldn't get that kill onto Expo.
So that
They were able
Molly
to, this
might
could've been
actually
a lot
pick it up
more.
instantly if Expo doesn't back away.
Nah, Expo's jump back. Takes a moment to bloom, and now running away. Whale just can't get it. And this is where you might want to call for a save. Smoke beginning to fade
go
off.
for
Bomb
a
timer tick
ninja
down.
here? No, he's backing
they
away.
they're considering their options, but they really didn't have anything. They had to be a little bit more proactive, a little bit quicker. Taking just a second too long means that this round is going to go the way of Yokai Cafe. Though finally an op, again, scooped up for him. I say finally, it's now an op in their hands that they're able to
bought
use.
an op this game? Because that op was dropped to them.
That was from Man Rocket, I believe.
Yes, that was Man Rocket delivering expressed same-day delivery AVVP.
Yeah, AVVP. Shade's looking for some express delivery frags here in middle. Getting a little bit proactive, but smoked off, pushed back. And now that the CTs have middle, they can begin to do something with it, especially because they have 2 in cave and the bomb. That's the bomb grabbed, and Man Rocket deeg down in the face. 3 Ts left, but they're all so far away from the C4. Though there is a little bit of a timing. Cinestix has gotten all the way up here. It's being watched. And as Cinna peeks forward, he's gonna win the duel out onto Fertilance. Expo on the meanwhile is coming into mid. That Molly down, they can slowly clear out cave. They know where the second one must be. Shade, he's gonna swing him, gonna take him down. And now they have the site and the bomb can get planted.
This round was all but lost, but I believe it was Expo that went through mid. That 1 kill through mid actually did pull away a lot of the attention and helped clean up the kills for Cinna and Shade to pick up those kills inside of
Cinna getting the entry kill and then mauling that Shade knew exactly where the last one would be, though. Gangsta, he knows where one is. Even when a smoke's in his face, Cinna dropped down, and Shade's going to back up. He's going to play the time on this one, and he has a molly. So there's a lot that he can do to try to deny
Gangsta
this.
is at low HP, and that diffuse smoke missed, forcing him to play aggressively.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
that is a
there
rough
is
smoke to miss.
geometry on the ground for
Unfortunately,
the
as
site.
Supreme has learned, there is geometry. Just in general. May not have paid attention, but there is. All
For
right.
the simple radar we use for the HUD, is there a version of it that has the bomb sites labeled for this map?
There may be. I know there's ones with callouts on everything. Shout out Simple Radar. Read tldr.gg. Go grab it yourself. Now that is a fun smoke. I have seen that happen before, I've seen that happen at Dust 2 doors as well, and it's basically just a one-way for anyone but Shade. And somehow he still gets a kill. What?
If you actually
Completely
walk
under the
up on it
head.
carefully, you can use it as a one-way when you peek.
Because he could see their feet, and they
yeah.
could see him much clearer, but he was just quicker and quick on that trade as well. Man Rocket gives his life, but it's for a valiant cause because Shade can grab a second, and now running back, we already know what their plan is. They're bringing it up in, though Expo's gone a little bit far ahead. That overextension could give Ferdinand a way in to solo hold this, but instead flicked in the head by Cinna. And now Gangsta last up. Gotta consider saving, but he also likes to consider grabbing this clutch. Looking in, seeing if anyone will give a frag, but instead, the smoke on short, and he slips away into the CT spawn and a 6th round. Yokai Cafe, they're really pulling it off.
I may not have a map pack, but I can show what the angles I wish I had are.
Yeah, you can just sort of fly around like, ooh, look at this.
I mean,
CT
this is a
spawn.
good CT spawn angle. It shows you the B site, the entrance into
The A
mid
site.
that needs to... Yes, the A site. I see two Bs on the map right in front of me.
Okay, so the A site is the one that people go to less. Just think
Yeah,
of
do
it
you know
as
how
Rush
weird that
B.
is?
I know, it's really weird. It makes no sense. I wish they swapped them, but at this point it's too late to go back.
It's too late to go back. All I can ask for is for the simple radar maps to be easier to work with.
All right, instant A pop. They're all just going fast. Shade's dead from the boost, but Expo's got the trade. And now there's one last player here in the site. It's Cole, and Molly's straight out of position. So Gangsta wasn't smoked off, and so he can run up CT. They've overlooked that position, and now Oma's come in as well. Perfect there, essentially retaking before the bomb's even down. They all rotate quick enough, and they deal with it. Couple of holes there in that exec from Yokai Cafe. It means the Gladiators, after their first streak of 3, finally can post a 4.
And now also we see Manrocket going on to a Deagle, choosing to save up for an op next round despite having money on the team to buy an AK.
I believe the call could have been to partial down, and so Shade and Annex have a bunch of extra money, and Sin and Expo, maybe they just weren't supposed to buy and they could have been off, but either way, an opening pick in middle. Shade's here, but this is a tough duel to take. He's got a lot to clear here on his own.
Interesting bit of wasted flashbang there from Oma is how I'll call that.
Well, they're trying to fake presence. They're faking as if they had just gone to clear mid, so that if the T's weren't in mid, they'd go, oh no, I could be getting flanked right now. However, because Shade's there, the flash becomes useless. And in the meanwhile, I mean, the B fights, before it seemed like it was Cinestics just sort of running up B, and he would always get that entry, and then they would have it. But now it's turned into a positive for the CTs, and it's turned into, finally, a round where they have less to play against. I had just jumped, I was practicing ancient nades and chilling with Shade, and I streamed, and I was like, you know this nade set? How about this one? What about this one? He was like, yeah, I could know it. Well, Shade, it's time. Do you know your nades?
Well, I have a bit of insider information from listening to Shade in the background. He does not.
Shade. Well, they've overwhelmed Whale on the site. Oma is here in Temple, but gonna back up. They can get this bomb down in the smoke. That being said, they're completely surrounded by CTs. So this is real tough, especially with Cole dropping it on the ground. Annex runs into the smoke to try and retrieve. Gonna tech down one, but that's about all. These A takes are really rough for him. I think they need a lot more smokes, and they need some more proactive map control there, because A is one of the hardest sites to hold, just of anything in Counter-Strike.
Definitely feels like it's value if you don't have a lot of exec, and this is a good note for the prospect teams, is a good way of picking up picks and forcing rotates so that you can do what you want to do. If you can't take it and hold it for a bomb plant, you can take it for the picks. Because the attackers have such an advantage on that site.
All right. The first half of Cave, they're up to Cheetah. And now Sin is going to peek more. A flash pushes Ferdinand's off of it. And they're all the way up. Really fast, really proactive. A short smoke in, and they just want to go now. Molly down at long. Ferdinand is basically isolated, except his teammate's gone through the smoke. Still taken down. He had to stand out in the open for that one, so Gangsta is gone. And Fur, that means he's not long for this world either. Both the B defenders falling. Bomb can get planted. This site's a little bit easier to lock down, given the fact that they have cave control. Such an important piece of the map that Cinna is chilling here in, and now they've both tucked in to the front and the back of Cave. A molly onto it. Whale shot in the back. Perfect timing from Cinna. And now as he comes around on the wrap, Man Rocket is just tucked up close. Cole's trying to find him. Finally will. Man Rocket one in the side. Swinging up. Excuse me, that's Cinna. Man Rocket was the one to go down. Cinna on this clutch. Cole World just sticking it. Cinna, he's spamming. He's running up and grabs it right there in the nick of time. Gonna even scoop up the AWP. 7 on the board. Tease a very strong half. Given how CT-sided Ancient is, that being said, at this level of play, with these teams that might not have a CT default worked out yet, I'd say anything's up in the air.
Really, the sidedness of a map only matters when both teams are playing at
Proper
the same
CS.
way as the pro level. I'm not going to say proper CS because there's improper pro play that is included in the sidedness of a map.
Yeah, that being said, Ancient CT-sidedness is also shown in the Season 7 or Season 6 finals, Hitmen versus Scientists, I think. Either way, Gangsta's running out mid. That's a quick double, but at the same time, both B defenders have gone down and they're rotating over. This is awkward. The T's have to make a read, have to pick somewhere.
Looks like they're
These
reading
seem to be
retake
picking-
on A currently, while T's are just slowly going to push forward towards Whale Avalanche here.
Yeah, Whale has to be ready for the Red Room lurk, given that they've sent 2 people up. 1 through Donut. The bomb in Red Room, if that gets cut off, that is what's most important. But Gangsta, the timing, they've just gone by, and now as he peeks out, Expo with the headshot, and they're going into B. Killing that B player means they're just gonna sprint it. And it's an open site, and a Whale Avalanche close behind. We'll see if they get crushed by it. Whale slipped into short. Annex is holding long, and Expo's here on site. And Expo not at all ready for such a close angle. Now Whale can swing in a headshot into the second, but at least Annex is there to trade. Can't clear everything at once, not an owl. Can't turn your head 180 degrees, and so instead, it's an 8th on the board. Yokai Cafe really making it work. Not the best money there. Shade stuck on a Galil. Not max nades on all of them. However, far, far worse for the forcing CTs into this last round, who are just pushing down mid. That mid kill, that is key. That is important. They're going to get mollied out. They're going to get called out where they were, but Sin is going to miss that frag. Now Shade coming out into mid, only able to get 1. This round is falling apart for the Cafe.
They do have a 2v3 post plant and the economic advantage here. If Annex can hold those coming in from mid here in a moment, odds
he just has to
do
avoid
still
getting
side
sprayed
to
down.
them. Oh no!
Problem is, it's such a shaky spray. Oh, Annex, that reminds me of Season 5 when Annex was first in there, just tensed up a little bit too much.
They
Always gonna be
don't have a
factor
kit,
trying
but
to
they
go for
do
that
still
spray
have
down.
time.
Yeah, no kit, but there is time. A 7th round and potentially a momentum shifter. That's what's really important there for the side of the Gladiators, is that They just need to be feeling confident. They need to know, okay, we can win duels just like that on RT side. And now that it swaps over, we'll see how much work they've put into it, and we'll see how tightened up the CT side of the Yokai Cafe will be.
It is going to be interesting seeing the Yokai Cafe go into a CT side when we saw how much the Barbarians struggled just with improper utility usage, losing them a few rounds there. Especially Oma, I believe, at mid. Just dropping early.
I like the control that they have, and I like the fact that they're walking up cave. As soon as Expo gets the info that one's out, these rotates should be in quick. And there's a player on the flank. This flank duel actually could be very, very important, and Whale Avalanche wins that one. In the meanwhile, the bomb's going down. Expo fighting here towards CT's shade, trapped in at Donut. They're getting ready to all encroach upon this site, and the T's, they've got to choose somewhere, and they've got to take it. They have nothing. Oma chooses Donut, but wrong choice there. Gonna get shut down as all the CTs, they fly in, they surround, and they collapse. A site falls. Though the bomb plant is good money, Yokai Cafe off to an early start in the second half.
Yeah, unfortunately the Barbarians needed to quickly take map control other than site itself, and Oma did try to make the attempt to do that. It's just unfortunate when you have to push through a smoke into two CTs holding for your very existence.
Alright, they've got nades, and they're ready to just pull a B-pop here.
That's an interesting default smoke.
Taken. I believe that was one of theirs that missed.
It should be a Barbarian's miss, or they just don't know how to throw utility.
Alright, double smokes. Molly into Cubby. They're all running up, but the mid control means that there's a player up lane quickly, and Sinna is here on the site, only one. Trades, everything goes 2 for 2. Though this is where Manrocket has to come into play.
Oh
Can't
no,
win the Ferdinand's
Manrocket.
duel. Yeah, shot in the head by the FAMAS. Oma with a picked up M4.
And now
this
it's
force
all
fire
on
off of that
Expo.
bomb plan is perfect.
There are two low players. If he can get a quick headshot into them after winning the duel against Gangsta, who's peeking him, and that's just not going to pan out.
No kid or nades, though. So really, it's a near impossible one there. Either way, they had that flank, but Manrocket just unfortunate flub there on the kill. If he was a little bit quicker on his timings there after having mid control, or if they played retake and didn't go 1 for 1 in the site, didn't give up that cave control, which is oh so important, maybe they could have gotten something, but instead fighting to their death, and
looks
that
like
will
the
be
exact
a
same
round.
smoke was used this round.
Yeah, flubbed mid smoke. They're gonna call out, "Hey man, your red smoke's missing." A donut smoke will land. Shade's jumping up and over to see it, and Cole's gonna fire a couple warning shots. Tell him to get out of there.
Luckily not picking up the kill, at least lucky for Shade. Manrocket peeking in, and that's not an angle you can safely back up through. Not if there's someone
They did not know
close.
that Oma was close. Double mollies into sight, clearing out Temple, clearing out Big Box. Expo here on headshot with a player close. Ferdinand's finishes. And Annex at Red Room completely smoked off. Likely gonna try to find either a gun to save, or you might as well just save this armor, because you're probably not gonna buy coming into next round. Next round's likely gonna be a save for the CTs, which means the T's tie it up here. They tie it up flawlessly, and they should be pulling ahead.
Do you see that save coming out? Manrocket choosing to buy a Deagle along with Expo. Both of them had a bit more money. They could buy and still have about that 2k point you need on a save when you have that loss bonus stacked up.
I'm interested in what the plan is, because I doubt USPs win these duels up against SMGs and rifles. but they're so spread out, they're not able to use the advantage that a swarm of pistols might be able to bring. So instead, one by one, they get knocked down.
Now we're
Bunch of
watching
bowling
what the
pins.
Deagles can pick up.
That's true. The Deagles are the two left. I'd say they get one kill together.
Well, we'll see what happens from there because it's all onto Man-Rocket to pick up that one kill they're going to get. At least if your prediction holds true in the end.
I don't know. I'm getting a little nervous now. Yeah, P250 in the side. Gladiators. They have a lead here. This is the first time they've had a
Avalanche didn't
lead
have
ever
a
since that
Rifle
beginning
that round, actually.
pistol.
He just had a P250 in the round.
I mean, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's just...
Go get him.
I didn't notice that he decided not to pick up a rifle on that round.
All right, now money to buy that AK. Now, it's going to be a mid-control attempt from the CTs, and it's going to be an A exec from the Ts. Gladiators, they've played this map in the previous preseason, actually. They're looking to maybe become an ancient team to look out for. And as they're lining up their nades, Yokai Cafe hasn't moved at all. They haven't gotten any advanced map control. So if I was Expo, I'd be a little bit nervous. No info anywhere
There's
else,
that
including
utility,
A
so
main.
now they have the info.
Yeah, nades
Expo's
flying
sitting in the molly.
Expo's
He's going to go
molly out.
low. And
Yeah.
now Yokai Cafe is just giving away the site entirely now. Waiting for smokes, spamming through it. Cinna and Annex are able to pick up one. And Manrock is able to get to an advanced position to check for another here as well.
Ooh, yeah,
And
knocks
they've
him down
dropped
the
the site. They weren't able
It
to
was
get a plant
perfect
down.
It was perfect that they all stayed alive. If Expo stayed out there and fought and died, then it would be rough for him. But Expo keeps Temple so that Man-Rocket cannot come up and pick so many of them off. Though Fertilance has picked off one of his own and made it kind of close. Expo 1v1, and Fur is so ready for that one. The lance stabs into its prey, and 11 for the Gladiators.
Unfortunate that Expo's save still left him low enough that he wasn't going to be able to try and take a duel there. He had to try and pick up a timing, and unfortunately that puts you
read the
into just a
position
different
wrong.
type of gamble. Will we see the
I think
smoke
it was
hit this time? No, it's the same miss.
even more of a miss. As they run out, Shade and Man-Rocket combine together to grab a kill on the Deagles. Shade's gonna scoop up the AK and slither on out of there.
He didn't get hit for that.
In the meanwhile, the T's don't have any cave control, though they don't know that Yokai Cafe isn't contesting for it at all. This is one where they're just going to group up towards B and send the hit. Though if any member of Yokai Cafe pushed forward, they would know exactly where the Gladiators are going. I feel like with pistols, they should be making more proactive info plays. Perhaps a little bit nervous, perhaps just not realizing this fact. Now they are going to start to rotate one over, but they're actually rotating back an A player. Finally, a long smoke goes down, though it does miss, and players up ramp, hitting Cinna there at pillar. He's going to have to just slide out into the op. Annex his shots through smoke. Gets a little bit of damage, but Shade in the side. There's still a player lurking Cheetah. And now they should be able to just play this post plant. They have cave. And so many rifles trained on these retakers. 12 on the board. And now this is a crucial gun round. Yokai Cafe, their economy will not be good if they lose this one. And they will be up against then it getting very close to match point. And so it is time for them to do it. We'll see if they're able to. Whale just going to throw a flash in from mid. Molly down to block it off, and they're grouping up. They're going to go for the A exec again. It did work out in the past, though it had to be a 1v1
there, having
clutch.
seen them. That is going to pull Man-Rocket over earlier.
Well, the fact that they're clearing out all of B means that they can stack extra players on A, and Man-Rocket's op is going to be perfect to deny an exec. The question is he too out in the open and exposed to any of these flashes? We'll see it. Oh, he's just missed one. Unfortunate there, but knife out, he can at least run away. They've got it blocked off. A nade in, good damage. And now Man Rocket posts up and gets his kill. In the meanwhile, Sin has come on the flank because they cleared out all of B. This round is perfect. It's exactly what the doctor ordered. It's exactly what the Yokai Cafe ordered.
Yeah, unfortunately, Man Rocket, after picking up his early kill, he just kept re-peeking
Overextends.
and overextended after his first bit of utility usage. Oh no!
That is instant 2 kills.
Cinna got the dink onto Gangsta, but an 8K is what you need for that one. Now Expo's in a 1v2, and Gangsta's unconfirmed damage. You only know if you got that headshot after the round, with how instant that trade was.
That being said, it's still very possible for Expo. They might want to run through and get a kit, and they've got to be quick.
You do
Given
hear
the bomb's going to go down on B.
B-sided utility usage, though. Yeah, not quite fast on figuring out what you're going to do. It looks like it's going to be an attempt at going for it with the op.
Possibly. You may be just thinking about saving if they can't get an opening kill. Gangsta so low, though. That'd be an interesting op duel, given that one of them's at 1 HP, and yeah. Gonna save
Looks
the
like
op.
he is going to save the op this round. Not planning on going for it, just planning on getting to a position to play more aggressively for exits at full health.
It's Jame time, everybody. Op being saved, 1 HP on Gangsta, so they're just running away from the bomb, and as it goes off, Gangsta
This
goes
isn't
down.
nuke. We have a full-size bomb explosion
Yeah,
radius.
Full bomb blast takes him out. Expo having that one means that on full loss bonus, if everybody buys up, Sin has been dropped the op, they can grab a rifle, give the op to someone else, or give a rifle over. And they will. And now everybody's got something. Yes,
Yeah.
there's 2 FAMASs, but there's enough util to make something work. And I'd like to see them get some kind of proactive control, but also not overextend. You don't want to get picked off when you're just holding that flank like Cinna was, and you especially don't want to make the mistake that Man Rocket did of just over-peaking with that op.
The Yokai Cafe is actually slow enough to set their people up into cave that if the barbarians were just a little faster, they would actually be able to take that control a little easier. Why would Man Rocket smoke that angle that quickly?
He was nervous that they were up close, I guess. Now
Yeah.
Fer-de-Lance is there. That being said, Man Rocket could have saved the smoke even just a little bit longer, or just still held it, given they've got a strong spot. In the
Yeah.
meanwhile, Cole is up ramp, and Whale Valanche gets the pick on the CT that had aggressed through A main. Fer-de-Lance now finishes Man Rocket. Annex is stuck in the site, taken down, though Shade and Cinna have each gotten one back. Cinna immediately traded on those, so Shade has to come up big in this 1-on-3, and instead, Gangsta with the swing, Gangsta with the kill, and the Barbarians up on 14. Call it match point.
Gangsta did get an op, putting the barbarians onto a double op. It looks like it was unintentional there. They're just going to leave that op on the ground, maybe? Or Gangsta's going to pick it up during the round. I'm not
big
quite
ballin'.
sure.
He's so rich. He can buy whatever. He could buy a third op if he wanted to.
Yeah, it looks like they are going to run that double op setup here on Cole and Oma. And they're playing an aggressive play here on
I like the
B
aggression,
site.
but I don't like that smoke. Because that smoke, I mean, they can just still hold this, and it sort of reveals the kind of setup that you're playing.
If Annex were to
That being
push this
said-
smoke, just a phase play, it could prove very powerful.
Oh,
Or if
Annex
he-
hears it.
Or if he goes for the kill through the smoke. Now you just want to back up while that smoke fades.
Yeah,
Pick
now
up what you
staying
want,
alive,
and that's
in
going to
the
be
meanwhile,
three
mid-play.
kills for the A players. You might trade
Yeah.
one, but when you're on a losing economy like this, that's huge.
That was perfect from Shade to get all the way up mid and just be proactive with the cave player. Be like, all right, we're swinging together. And they do. Shade gets one. Annex gets another.
And they swung off of the timing that Annex already had. The two AKs were already in a point where they were basically needing to reload from spraying through the smoke.
Yeah, there's no time to ask, should I peek or what should I do? As soon as you hear Annex shooting and fighting one, you go, all right, I'm pushing up mid, and I'm getting them. And so they did. And now with proactive control with the bomb down, they are just chilling. Cinna tucked all the way in the corner. Whoo! Ooh, tapped out by Whale. And now that Whale's got that one, it's into a 2-on-2. Molly down on Cave, but no one's focusing in there. It's a player in Cubby and a player in Ruins. Annex is flashed off Cubby, throws in a flash of their own. Gonna go ahead and scope up on the close players, but misses the shot. Luckily, they have Expo there to cover. Annex.
They
Call
fully
him a human
turned
decoy
over
'cause they
to...
drew all the attention.
They'd put all of their focus onto the boomstick. That thing can one-shot us, but they didn't realize Expo, well, he doesn't need to. He has 30 bullets in that magazine. Seeing another B play out. Full util usage. Man Rocket is pushed up. Is he going to be able to get into the corner?
Perfect off angle.
Oh, if he has trigger discipline here, he could get two. Instead, he picks up one and does pick up the second still with the spray control. Able to pick it up in the confusion. Now it's Expo and Man Rocket up close. Expo going down, unfortunately. Now it's Man Rocket, who they might be able to know is still close if they pay attention, and they did.
Yeah, just quick check of the scoreboard, realizing Man Rocket's still up, and so they clear out the close angle. Perhaps even seeing that gun barrel sticking out. Though two CTs have rotated over, they decide it's their best bet to just spring into action here on A site. Those Cinna sticks, woo, pops out from behind default. And that spray control on the second one, headshot, even though his first bullet was a little bit off.
Now Whale is
Whale
in
alone.
a difficult 1v2. He's going to try and flank through Red Room, which is currently entirely open. He could pick up a free kill onto Annex, and then you just have the advantage against Cinna.
Yeah, these players have
yeah,
to be
that's the free kill onto Annex here.
Playing the trigger discipline. I can't believe they haven't even considered this, though. Now, that might spell disaster.
Oh my god.
Still able to get the kill, and now
we are in the Go TV lag. Just give it a moment.
we are in the lag. Cinna's on the headshot angle default.
Versus
this is perfect.
Cinna.
Yeah, Cinna, the fact that he's playing this headshot angle is perfect, but he peeks out and his headshot back. Woo! Whale Avalanche.
15-10, and the Yokai Cafe just does not have a strong buy here. This is going to be tight for them to try and play out this round.
Yeah, with what they're able to buy up, I think they should pull something aggressive. That B lane control that they got previously was very useful. Interesting smoke from Whale. We'll see if this time it actually lands. There in Red Room, it does. Red Room smoke finally connected. Shade connects a dink, but is sprayed down completely. Man Rocket stuck up close. A tag on the scout, able to pistol him on out of there.
Oh, and
now
then he
falling.
blocks the
Cover
bullets of
from
his
Expo.
teammate. For a second, meaning the bullets can't cover as quickly as well.
Oh,
unfortunate movement there, trying to dodge the bullets.
Yeah, just a little bit too shaky on that kill. He seemed to have him lined up on the scout, but unable to get it. That being said, it is an AK in the hands of these two CTs, and a kill grabbed. Flash in front, they can begin to go out for this. A smoke dropped as well for them to lurk around, though there's a player that's gotten up Brokey into Temple, and all of their attention is on the one in A main. Whale Avalanche has gotten that one, and a perfect trade. Cole in the right spot, and so the Barbarians win out this second preseason match, 16-10. Yokai Cafe. Perhaps it's back to the drawing board on this one. That being said, still in the preseason, still figuring it out. A strong showing and bold from both sides to play some Ancient. Well, this was a fun one to be able to grab here on this stream, and I appreciate you, Firehawk, for joining as my impromptu co-caster and the observer, of course, for this one.
Always a pleasure, and always a pleasure to see the quality of play in CSC, be it the joys of Prospect or the mind-altering plays on Vertigo from Premiere, where they choose to hold the site from the bottom of the building.
Of course, of course. All right. Well, we are going to, I guess, sign off for this one. It's been a lot of fun. My name is Fuffy. The CSC, we're in the preseason, but we're ramping up, getting ready for it, and I appreciate y'all for hanging out on this stream. Have a good night.